Minglawa, welcome to MITV special program Perspectives. For this week, we have invited our special guest of honor, Sia Wei Chen. Minglawa, Sia.
Minglawa.
Thank you for joining us in this show. So for today's episode, our discussion will be focused on the skills that new economy needs. So why is it crucial for us to acquire skills that are relevant to the future economy?
Yeah, it is essentially, if you think of it at a personal level, it's for our own selves, right? Because if you do not have skills that are useful in the future, how will you get employed? How will you earn money, right? So the future skills that we will need will be different from the skills that we have in the past, right? So we need to have skills for the future in order for our own self to get rich. Yeah, so not only for ourselves, for our country to get rich as well. Right, so in the future we're working with AI, we're working with robots, we're working with new technologies, right? And the only skills that you have is knowing how to do farming. How to be. I have nothing against the farmers, but farming, it may not be one of the skills that is needed in a new economy.
So obviously, for acquire the skills we need for the new future, so education is of paramount importance. So could you elaborate your insight about the current landscape of education?
Yeah, currently we in Myanmar as a country, so we are doing pretty poor in terms of the educational rankings. Right? If you look at the universities, you can search our own university ranking in the whole world. Right, so we are pretty poor in terms of the comparing to our neighboring countries and the rest of the Asia. Previously, about 80 years ago, we are the top. Now we are towards the bottom. So that's not good. So that education itself is not not adding to the skill set that the employers need. How do you rank the educational institution, educational system? The employers rank in the skills that they needed, whether the university that we have provide these skills or not. For example, kind of companies like Microsoft, Google, when they hire, they go to the university that produce the graduates that they wanted. And they will not come to any of the universities in Myanmar because they don't produce the graduates for graduates that the big companies want. Yeah, so that's the issue. There's a skills mismatch. Right, our education, unfortunately, these days, since our times, we are focused more on memory. Now you memorize the thing. Last time at that time, we are learning the Wuthering Heights. In the Emily Bronte books. Yeah, and I remember memorizing the Wuthering Heights from the beginning to the end. Right, all the Heathcliff and all the Edgar London and all these things. Yeah, so that memory works, memory skills. And being able to memorize loads of stuff doesn't work in this world. Yeah, in this one, you don't need to memorize. You don't have to memorize which river is the longest in the world. You don't have to memorize how big is the country of Russia. You don't have to. You can Google search it. So you need that type of skills, right, to be able to search for information yourself. You don't know how to do a certain thing, you can learn, right? Even if you want to keep goats, you can learn how to keep goats. Right, in the farm. You can learn through the Google and YouTube and everything. So because of that, you need that type of skills, self-learning skill. Yeah, so the educational requirement shifted from the memory base. Yeah, and trying to know as much as possible based to self-learning and trying to acquire the knowledge to how to look for information yourself.
So that's well explanation. I got a lot of knowledge. So what specific hard skills are of paramount importance?
Okay, hard skills, I categorize into 3 hard skills that the future generation of Myanmar will need. The first one is the language skills. Yeah, we need to do a language other than every single student coming out of Myanmar university, Myanmar education system has to know a language other than the Burmese to compete internationally. Why do we have to compete internationally? Think about it. You want to work for the global employers. Do you want to work as a professional white collar worker, or do you want to work as a cleaner? Of course, you want to work at a higher paid, right? So the first skill that you need is a language skill. The second one that you need is the IT skills. The last one that you need is a presentation and public speaking skills. This is a 3 hard skill set that I believe everybody should have it to compete in the future.
So you have already mentioned 3 hard skills. So we already mentioned about language. So which one are we prioritizing?
Okay, in the language, right, there are only 2 languages that you need to learn as a primary outside of the Burmese language. Burmese language, you don't really learn so much because you already know. Yeah, because nobody uses it internationally anyway. So the language that you need to learn is the English or Chinese. One of these 2 you must master. Master means you're going to be at a level, you're talking understanding level. You're going to be able to communicate. I'm not talking about accent. You can have a Burmese accent, you can have the Ngapi accent. But people you're communicating, they have to understand you. As long as people understand you, you can have whatever accent that you want. It's not about accent. It's about making people understand when you say something, or you understanding them when they say something to you. Yeah, so that is important. So why English and Chinese? Because everything that you found online, whether talking about AI, you want to use an AI tool. Let's say you have an old paragraph, you want to make an old photograph, you want to make it a new photograph. You have AI to do it. So, but in order to use the AI, you need to understand English, right? So language models like translator, large language models of the AI, translation models are still not optimal yet. So if you try to translate an English paragraph into Burmese or vice versa, it will not turn out well at all because the AI is not that good yet. So you cannot give commands in Burmese language, Myanmar language, right? So you need to learn English to use the whatever available technology is made available to you in your at your fingertips. So that's the English. And Chinese, because it's next 20, 30 years down the road, China is going to become the world's biggest economy. And we have to do everything we can avoid dealing with China, because one being our own neighbor, and the other one being they produce loads of stuff that the world needs, right? And we can sell loads of things to China as well. So by knowing Chinese, it will help us a great deal as well. So these are the 2 primary languages that every single Myanmar nationals or Myanmar children should learn, so that they get ready themselves for the future.
Okay. So the second thing you mentioned is IT skill. So what specific skills are needed for us?
Okay, IT skills that we need, I segregated into basic level, intermediate level, and advanced level IT skills. At the basic level, every single person in Myanmar should know. That's a basic level. Yeah, for example, how to open a Gmail account. A lot of people do not know. Or how to set up the Telegram software in your computer, in your phone. A lot of people do not know. Right? So that is really bad. Right? How to, other than using Facebook, they don't know much about the ID. Right? How to, a lot of people, a lot of youngsters, they don't know how to set up a hotspot on the phone. Yeah, that is so basic ID skills that we should know. How to search for information on the Google. You should know that. Yeah, a lot of them do not know. Yeah, so that's at the basic level. Know how to use Word and how to create PowerPoint presentation slides. Every single person should know how to use computer and all these things. Because without that, we are so far behind. What's the problem of being so far behind? We'll be working as menial or manual laborers for other countries. Right? Thai people will be on top of us. Right? Malaysian people on top of us will be working as their laborers and workers. We don't want to do that. Right? For the rest of all the next so many years of generations. We don't want to do that. If you don't want to do that, then you need to have these skills. So at the basic level, even when you talk about Microsoft Word and all this, you're not talking about simple typing. You need to know how to paginate, how to do the indexing, how to do the justification. All these things on the word processing. If not, then you don't know much about IT. At the intermediate level, you need to know like how to use all the AI things that make available to you. For example, there is an AI from paragraph you can convert into your own words, your own speech. Word to speech AI, you have that. Speech to speech is long time it existed. Word to speech, you type a paragraph, the computer can read the paragraph in accordance with my voice. That's AI is already available. Yeah, so there are so many others AIs that text to video, text to image, text to meme, so many AIs. So in order to use, so at the intermediate level, you need to be able to use this free AI tools available to increase your productivity. That's the intermediate, plus the Excel. Excel is also very important. You need to know advanced Excel and all these things. These are the intermediate level, IT skills that you need. At advanced level, we are talking about programming. Yeah, because when we do know programming, programming is related to machine learning as well as AI. So knowing that will help you earn a lot of money. Yeah.
So the last skill you mentioned is public speaking skills. So what's your suggestion for the young generation?
Well, as you say, the last of the skills that we need to have is the presentation, public speaking skills. Right, you will never know when you will be required to do a presentation or talk on stage at the international level or among an audience. Right, so you have to be able to. You cannot be so scared at that time. So in order not to be scared, you got to practice it well beforehand. So that thing has to come in since young. In Singapore, children as young as 12, they got to go in front of the classroom and do a presentation for their fellow students, go on stage, present whatever small little works that they have done. So children in other countries are learning to present and to be able to do public speaking at the age of 12. So we need to start doing that. Right, for our high school students, for our university, they need to be able to go on top of the stage and talk about themselves or talk about whatever projects that they are doing. Right, only then they will have enough practice to stand on stage in the future. So that is also needed. Of course, in order to happen, that also our schools public schools also you need to have smaller sizes so that lecturers can give feedback to them to how to improve, and they can practice. If they make mistakes, they can practice again and again. Yeah, so that is the last hard skills that people need to have.
So we have already discussed about the important hard skills that the younger generation need to be skillful. So soft skills are also vital for the future. So could you elaborate their significance?
Yeah, soft skills are also needed because soft skills are also valued by the employers. Right, soft skills. I will give you a good examples. Yeah, for example, problem solving. Right, everybody can report a problem. Right, everybody, even if you only pass the primary schools, you can report the problem. Reporting the problem is everybody can do that. It has no value to the company nor the employers. Solving problem is value to the companies and the employers and the governments and the organization. Yeah, you need to be able to solve problems. So problem solving skill is the thing. So in order to solve problem, you need the creativity, you need innovation. That is also the soft skills that you need to have. What's the problem you got? How do I be creative? How do I be innovative to overcome the problem? Yeah, so that has to be a mental mindset that you need to have. And plus, you need to understand that in the business world, in the outside world, speed is more important than perfection. Yeah, you cannot be slow. Right, whatever decision you sit on it, think about it so long, that is all BS. That's also no good. That is all no good, right? Because it doesn't help anyone by delaying that, by thinking too long. Right, think fast. If you make mistake, correct. Yeah, to correct it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, so you got to think quickly and implement things quickly. That's how you grow yourself. That's how you grow your department. That's how you grow your organization. That is another soft skills. And the other soft skill is self-learning. You got to add things that you don't know. You got to be able to learn for yourself using YouTube, Google, or AI, or that type of thing. That's the thing. Another one is communication. You need to be a good communicator, communicating with your, staff or your superior. If you're not a good communicator, you cannot get your message across to the other people. The other one is collaborate. If only when you have good communication, you can collaborate with people. That's another soft skill. And and these are the examples of these soft skills that you need to have. Yeah. Then, if you combine these soft skills with the hard skills, then you'll be up to get a good income in the future.
So, through our discussion, we have come to understand the importance of hard skills and soft skills. So, how can we cultivate and nurture these skills?
Okay, but you need to, of course, the hard skills you need to learn, right? You need to learn a language. You need to learn that English or Chinese, and you need to learn seriously. You need to learn to a level where you can speak and make people understand you, so that you can understand people as well, and so that you're not afraid to speak. You're not afraid to speak on stage. Yeah, so that's the thing. So you got to do it now. Yeah, better late than never. Even if you're 30, even if you're 40, you still have to do. And plus, every day, every week, every month, you need to improve. Continuous improvement, incremental improvement. That's what you have to do. And plus, you got to practice. Practice makes perfect. Yeah, so that's what you need to do. And then you need to create your own habit of self-learning, so that you're improving all the time. And the key thing, my last point is, don't waste time talking nonsense to people, and being a broker, it doesn't help, right? Try hard, try to improve yourself, and try to make something, create something. And try to prepare yourself by equipping yourself with the skills you need for the future, and you will not be poor at all.
Well, that's very informative and knowledgeable. I hope that our audience will also gain a lot of knowledge from your discussion. And thank you again for your presence in this show.
Thank you.
You have been watching MITV special program Perspectives. Thanks for being with us.